My name is Filip Caeldries, and I'm the Associate Dean for Executive Education at Tilburg University, TS Nimbus Business School, one of the partner schools in the IMM program. I'm currently teaching the Strategic Management course, which is something I've been doing in the IMM program for quite a few years actually. Well, the thing that keeps surprising me the most about executive MBA students in general is the ability with which they sort of easily bond together. You know, when they start a program, they're all pretty much individuals coming from their own countries, their own organizations, own individual backgrounds. But as the program unfolds, it's always very interesting to see how very quickly it becomes basically one group of tightly bonded people, and as is very often the case, even after graduation, many of them stay in touch with each other, do business with each other, serve as sounding boards, you know, for one colleague or the other. So that whole bonding thing is something that that I find quite interesting. Always when you see that happening. What impressed me most is the eagerness with which they're willing to apply the learnings that we talk about in the course to their own organizations. The eagerness, the willingness with which they want to make a contribution to take their organizations to the next level. What I very much appreciate is the dialogue that we have in class. I'm very much a believer of, you know, never stop asking, always asking questions, and engaging in a dialogue with the participants in the program. Morale of the story, I always pick up something new. You know, no matter how many times you've taught a particular subject matter, etc., you know, there's always somebody in the classroom who puts a different twist on it or tries to approach the subject matter from a different angle. So it's always very rewarding to have that dialogue, have that discussion with the participants in the program. It's rewarding to be able to give something, you know, the cumulative knowledge that I bring to the classroom, but it's also very rewarding to receive something from the participants, their perspectives, etc. And obviously the more diverse the population, the more diverse the group in terms of country, types of organizations, profit, non-profit, etc., functional backgrounds, the more diverse the population in the group, the more diverse the dialogue, and the more interesting that dialogue is. So 9 out of 10 times I always take away something from a classroom like that. Before we have the in-residencies, I have them write papers, and I always have them write their papers about their own organizations. We have a couple of trigger questions, and I really ask them to apply these concepts, techniques, models, frameworks, whatever you want to call them, you know, to apply that to their own organizations. We then continue with that in the classroom as I try to, you know, drag out the collective experience of everybody sitting in the room. My favorite method of teaching and working with a classroom like that is the dialogue methods, throwing a couple of questions out there, introducing them to particular models and frameworks, and then engaging in a meaningful dialogue with the participants, trying to get as many of the diverse voices around the table involved in that conversation, such that they not only, I would hope, you know, learn a little bit from their instructor, but they also learn quite a bit from their fellow participants in the program. The thing that I really like about the program is the diversity in the setup. We have got quite a very international bunch of students. I very much like the fact that the program rotates over the residencies. I think one of the defining characteristics of the IMM program, I think, is the residency format, which generates an amazing amount of networking, an amazing amount of group cohesion. And if that then takes place in a whole variety of international settings, I think that's can only make for a fantastic program, which I think the IMM program definitely is.